Memphis, walking with my feet 10 feet off the beat, walking in Memphis.
Special concert happening this Saturday in El Cajon to benefit the East County Transitional Living Center. And yeah, you heard one of the musicians there, the city's own mayor, Bill Wells. Good morning to you, Mayor.
Hey, good morning.
Thanks so much for joining us. Hey, besides piano, I understand you're also a saxophone player. I was a baritone saxophone player myself. What do you play?
So I play tenor sax.
Okay.
And I also play guitar.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to the concert. But before we touch on that, real quick, I just want to get your thoughts on a couple of the headlines impacting your constituents here this morning. The CDC and the county recommending everyone wear face coverings indoors, regardless of vaccination status. And I know there's been some back and forth in your city. I know you've encouraged businesses not to require proof of vaccination. Are you in favor of this new indoor mask guidance that's just come about here this morning?
Well, first off, I thought we'd get away from politics for today, but I guess we're dragged back in. I'm not a big fan of face masks. I looked at the data. Besides being a mayor, I'm also have an RN and a doctorate in psychology. Worked in hospitals most of my life. Been a hospital administrator, so I know how to read these reports. I know Nathan says you have to do peer reviews of reports, but I think any person that has access to the internet can read the data, and I don't see any significant reason to believe that masks work. And if you talk to Dr. Fauci, he's made 37 different opinions on masks, and they're not consistent. So my problem is really not the masks or even the shutdowns as much as the loss of freedom, and that's what I'm championing. I've had a vaccination, and I believe that this is a dangerous disease, but I also think giving up your freedom is pretty dangerous. I wouldn't want to become what Australia is becoming right now.
Right. Well, we've seen this rise in Delta cases. Your advice to people attending large gatherings? I know Saturday's concert's going to be outside, right? But what's your advice to the people living in your city and just being safe?
Well, actually, the concert's inside. I think you should do what you think you should do to be safe. If you've gotten the vaccine, while it's true now that there are some breakthrough cases and you can get sick, nobody is ending up in the hospital or dying that's had the vaccine. So you're safe there. If you've had, I know that nobody wants to talk about this, but if you had the disease in the past, then you are naturally immune. So most people are immune in some ways. If you're unvaccinated, you've never had the disease, then you should really think about being involved in large gatherings, because that does increase your risk.
Okay, so the people that are showing up indoors, I'm sorry, I was unaware it was indoors under this new guidance. People want to show up to this concert. Are you just asking them to be vaccinated or to mask, or just it doesn't show up?
So it's not up to me. It's up to Live Nation. They're the ones running this show. I was there yesterday, and the sign they had on the door said you should wear a mask if you're unvaccinated.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if they're going to change their guidance based upon this or not. So this is all happening pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's why we want to get your thoughts on it. All right, let's talk about the fun stuff here, this special concert.
Fun stuff.
You're going to be on stage there, and you're not going to be alone. There's some other big names that are going to be up there on stage with you, and this is all for a good cause. So let's touch on all of that. Yeah,
no, Live Nation asked me to do this benefit concert after hearing me play about 2 years ago, right before the pandemic. And I was thrilled to do it. It was a great auditorium, and picked a great cause, the East County Transitional Living Center. But I wanted to do it right. I didn't want to embarrass myself. So I called my friends, and, I've got a couple of Grammy winners. I've got lots of graduates from big music schools. This is going to be a great show with really, really top-notch musicians. Yeah. Most from the San Diego area, but one from back east and one from Northern California.
Yeah, Bob Taylor of Taylor Guitars, right? He's going to be there. You guys going to? He's going to strum, maybe. You're going to play the sax. I mean, are you going to be singing?
Yeah. So Bob's going to play guitar on 2 songs. We're doing an acoustic set.
Cool.
And so he and I will both be playing guitar on that set. So that's going to be really cool to have him there. And he's going to auction off some Taylor guitars. We got lots of other things in the live auction. So this is really primarily a fundraiser for the homeless shelter, but we also want the music to be great.
Look, we do have a big homeless problem, right? And this is helping the East County Transitional Living Center. This is a place that helps the homeless get off the street and really turn their life around, right? Touch on that and the homeless crisis that we have here, and how this concert can help that.
How much time do you have, Gee? So I've spent my entire life working in mental health, and homelessness I've seen rise from a relatively small problem in the late 80s and 90s to the most pervasive problem that we have as leaders. And in my opinion, I know this is controversial, most of the homeless problem has to do with drug and alcohol abuse. That was what I saw when I did psychiatric evaluations in the hospitals. And we did drug tests, and about 98% of the people who came in that were homeless also had some kind of drugs on board, or they're alcoholics. And that's not to be pejorative, but it is to say this is what the problem really is. And East County Transitional Living Center really gets that. They provide serious drug and alcohol counseling. And unlike most hospital programs, it doesn't last just 28 days. It lasts for up to 3 years. So when you come in off the streets to the East County Transitional Living Center, you're probably going to go out to a ranch that they have and spend maybe a year there getting completely clean and sober. And then you'll come back, you'll start doing work, and you'll be saving money for your eventual reentry into society, where you're going to get your own apartment and you're going to have a job, and you're going to have skills, you're going to be clean. And that program really works.
Yeah,
So
mental health.
I'm a big fan.
Of course, mental health a big issue as well in our county. Mayor, if people want to show up to the concert, and if any of the guidance on what people should wear at the concert should change, where can people go to learn the latest? Who's going to be playing there? Tickets? Any changes on the indoor requirements? Where can people go to learn more about the concert?
Yeah, I would go to concerts.livenation.com. They'll have guidance there. I mean, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to shove a mask in your pocket if that's what the requirement is. I hope that's not the case, but that seems to be where the world is going right now.
Mayor, sometimes I just put it in my pocket, like as a little pocket square. You know, just jazz up the sport coat a little bit, and then you got it as a backup.
It's the new accessory, I guess.
It's the new look, yeah. Hey, Mayor, thanks always for your time. Really appreciate it this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, I hope to see you. Hey, listen, I just want to say, if you want to come to the concert, it's not too late. You can show up at 7 o'clock at the Magnolia Theater on Saturday. You can buy your tickets there. It's really going to be a good time, and it's for a good cause.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Thanks, Mayor. We'll be right back.